Hey, this is MaLa Broussard with another MaLa travel guide. We are at Dairy Queen, my favorite place, one of my favorite places. So today we're at Dairy Queen. I got the burger, I got the fries, I got the extra side of pickles, and a drink for $5. Okay, it's the Hunger Buster special. It comes with a Hunger Buster burger, fries, drink, and a sundae. So yeah. Mm. Pretty good. Yeah, really good. So I'm gonna put my extra pickles on here. They didn't, I like a lot of pickles. They didn't put enough for me on it. I'm gonna put some more. Probably got about 10 pickles on here. Now that's pickles, extra pickles. Okay. Uh oh. Okay. Anyway, what did happen? Anyway, so I was scanning through Instagram today, and I saw a post um, that the CEO of the Dallas Mavericks uh, sent out on Instagram. It was from the Makers Women, and it was talking about how she wanted women to view adversity and different things in their life. Um, she, I'm gonna go back to it because I'm not gonna remember verbatim, but I'm gonna go back to what she said. It was so powerful. And let me go back to. It's called the Makers Women Makers. Let me see if it pulls up. But anyway, yeah, Makers Women, and I'm gonna say verbatim what she said. It was so powerful. It really inspired me because this lady is awesome. She reorganized um, the Dallas Mavericks. She fired a lot of their personnel, and she rehired people of color and women to be in those spots. It was a lot of, I want to say, issues that were going on with the women that were experiencing issues in the franchise there. And she came in and cleaned house. Okay. She said, cry like a baby, fight like a girl, change the world like a woman. And it really resonated with me. And this is what the picture she put up. I screenshotted it, and then I added my 2 cents to it from what I thought from my point of view. And it really put things in perspective for me, because I wanted to know what level I was at. Well, was I like cry like a baby? Was I like fight like a girl? Or was I like change the world like a woman? And I think I've already went through the stage of cry like a baby, and I'm done and over with that. Now, and fight like a girl. I've been fighting for a long time in the industry that I wanted to be in my life, and it seemed like it never worked, you know. But I was making moves that women did not do at that time, so I can understand it being a little bit pushback from the situation. But um, but I was just like, it resonated with me because I feel like I am at the change the world like a woman step, because I'm not playing no games. I really want to make a difference. I really want to impact my community, and I really want to do my part in helping humanity be the best it could be. And with that, I found out it's real horrible news today. Horrible. In my eyes, anyway. Some things I already knew, but I don't know if I was ready to accept it. But I have been. My dad passed away in 2011, and it took me 6 years to grieve over his passing, and it was hard. I felt like my father was my best friend. I felt like my father was the only person in this world that supported me like I needed him to support me. And when I lost that, it stung. You know what I mean? It just stuck with me so long. I wasn't even mad at God. I wasn't mad at anything. I think I was just mad about wanting to know more about him, and I didn't get to do all of that. I think I wanted to, but nothing ever presented itself for me to be able to learn more about him and his family and the history of who I am and where I came from and my purpose. Um, so Dad was Vietnam vet, and I just found out like it was clues that I kind of already knew was true. Like I think you know, I found out that I don't know if I was adopted or orphan, but I was one of those two. And I think just family maybe took me in instead of me going to foster care. And I had a lot of medical problems, and that could be the reason why that I had went to him. My dad was very uh, responsible. He was very dedicated to making sure everybody was good. He made sure that everybody was on point. Everybody knew their role. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do. Everybody had a job to do in our family. Everybody knew it. Yeah, like, my brother used to manage the bulls and the cows. My other sister would be doing crochet. My other sister would, where I can't remember what she did, but I know I stayed outside all day. I was married to the chickens, to the rooster, to the bunnies, to the vegetables, just everything outdoors. Um, and That's what I remember. Um, then you find out in your 30s it was what you thought it. Things are not what people said it was. At first I was so angry. I was so angry because I was like, why y'all didn't tell me the truth? Why y'all didn't really like? Why you didn't never told me? Like, when I found out one of my other siblings, wasn't my father wasn't her dad. I was really like questioning now. I'm like, what about me? What about what they say about me? She was boo-hooing and all this kind of crap, but she could go see her father. Her father is still living, but the one father that I cherish the most is not here. And to the point, she was just being very demanding, wanted this, wanted that, and I'm just like, I just wasn't gonna have it. I just wasn't gonna fight people. It wasn't even that serious. And I'm a fair person. I just wanted what was fair for me. But I lost everything. And I'm trying to rebuild. Then I lost everything again. And then it's just like I keep finding myself in rebuilding mode every time. And now, like, I feel since 2016 that I feel like I'm on a path that I can't stop. I'm on a journey that is positive. I'm on a journey that's fulfilling me with joy and happiness. I'm on a journey where I feel like I am being used for what God called me to be. And it was just like so refreshing and so awesome that I'm figuring this stuff out in this short amount of time. And somebody told me today, she said, whatever you're working on, it's going to be big, And I took that and I was like, wow, wow. I would meet people every day, and to hear those words, and then she said something else that really was profound. She said, "You're gonna end up have to go the long way around," and that would be something my father would say to me, and I've always done it. I've always went the long way around and never been able to take no shortcut. And if I tried to force a shortcut, it never worked out. It always failed, horribly. And you live life. Some people live life vicariously through other people. And I never had that. I made my own vicarious lifestyle. I always beat it to my own drum. I always walked my own walk. I never walked anybody else's walk but my own because that's stressful. And I always took care of me in different aspects of my life. I remember I was young, I took care of my skin a lot, took care of my body a lot, make sure, it was taken care of, and, you don't see no limbs, blushes, bumps, nothing, just clear. So that worked. But, I think life is very interesting. It's very interesting because it takes you on a roller coaster ride. And you got to know when to get off and abandon ship. I was good when I went into the office and found out that the father that I knew to be my father didn't claim me as a dependent on his medical. I mean, as a that he. To me, I thought if I was the dependent, that clarifies that I am actually his child. And when I noticed that my name wasn't on there, I was just like, wow, wow. You know what I mean? Like all the research I've been doing, it led up to that, but I just didn't want to believe him too. I just didn't want to believe him too. I knew the person that raised me, the woman that raised me, she wasn't completely, and I was okay with that because she showed it. She did not care crap about me. She showed it every time she saw my face. Every time, still today. And I'm just realizing that, I was trying to get a death certificate. I was trying to get his, special military documents, and getting all this stuff. And I'm just like, forget it. I can't get his certificate because it's so far away, and I'm not into traveling back and forth trying to get stuff. I'm not even really worth it. I already know pretty much what happened, So, yeah. I made sure I couldn't get to his documentation, what I needed. I made sure to hide it from him. My family made sure to keep it where it was going to be difficult for me to get it. I'm just not going to fight no more. I'm not. I'm done. So I hope to be able to visit his gravesite, which is here in Texas, Houston, and close this chapter in my life and be done with it. I think I found every piece of article or papers I need to find. Every article that I needed to get, I have. The important stuff I have. The not important stuff I don't. It is what it is. But when I went in there and I found out that, and I'm just like, wow. I walked out, and the lady that was assisting me, her name was Hope, and I was like, oh wow, what an awesome name. Maybe I still have some hope to get something done, and maybe I can get myself straight, and medical issues that I wanted, medical situation I wanted to get taken care of, and that more dental work that I need to get taken care of, and nothing. And it was just like, wow, like this confirmed that my research was true and that it is accurate, and that I probably wasn't his either, but he raised me, so he is going to be my father, until I pass. He's my father. And that was hard for me to know, because he put so much work in it. It makes sense. Put a lot of work into making sure I felt loved. I felt agape love. I felt unconditional love. I felt love for somebody, for one person. And that's why it was like so hard for me to get close to people. They would pass away. Yeah, I remember I was really fearful of death. And now I'm not so much. I really was. I was very fearful of death. And now I'm not really. It doesn't bother me anymore. It doesn't. But that really hurt me. I took I cried, bawled my eyes off when I left. When I walked outside, it hit me that it was true. He's not my father either. Like, I don't know my mother. I don't know my father. Wow. That's tough to deal with. That's really tough to deal with, man. It's like I'm an orphan and a foster all in one. And I realized that I can relate to people that are foster kids, and I can relate to orphans. I always have empathy for people, and I think I understood because I always felt different. I always felt like an outcast. I always felt I didn't fit in. I always felt different. You know, have you ever just felt different? I felt that my whole life since I can remember, since 3 probably, 4. I can remember. Um, yeah, it hurts, but like a friend of mine said, he's like, look, he said all you need is one person, to have your back, and the rest, it's time for you to build a new empire. It's time for you to build, find positive people in your life that support you and that like you for you. And I thought about that, and I'm like, oh, like you're right. I need to stop complaining about it, suck it up, deal with it. But it's so hard. It's really hard. It's really hard. That's why I don't like to eat on camera. I'm a messy eater. It's really hard. Really hard. I want the best for people. And, don't get it. So, it is what it is. It is what it is, Life goes on, but I will. And visit his grave one last time. It's at the cemetery, so I'm gonna visit his grave and say my closing and just close that chapter and really just move on from that. And that's hard. He was a good man. He got multiple medals. Yeah, I can't remember which ones he got, but he was a very decorated military man. He got Vietnam Service Medal. He has National Defense Service Medal. He had Vietnam Campaign Medal. So that's what he got. I don't know what any of these medals mean. I don't know what they represent, but I am going to find it out. It'd be interesting to know what the Veteran Service Medal was about and what the National Defense Service Medal was about. I knew some parts of it, but I didn't know all parts of it. Yeah. It's hard. But, yeah. But it is really just time to move on. And I hope this helps somebody that is dealing with grief, that is dealing with a person in their life that has passed on. I hope you understand that take your time. Grieving, it takes time, and you have to do it at your own pace. Like I said, it took me 6 years to grieve on my father. 6 years, that's a long time. And in the course of those 6 years, it was about getting somebody back. It wasn't about anything else. I was just mad because when I got to the hospital, he was already passed away, and my one of my siblings did not come get me. She just left me and then went there, and I didn't even get to see him take his last breath, and that was hard. That was hard. And I get there, and she doesn't have any answers to any of my questions. And her story keeps changing, and things keep hopping off and and it's just like, at this point, I'm tired. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to fight with you. I just want to know the truth. And if you can't give it to me, paperwork will. You can't change paperwork. So I can't get his death certificate because he's not in our county. I can't get his birth certificate. It's not in this county. So forget it. Everything is not in this county, and I have to travel to get there. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to put hardship on myself trying to find stuff that's probably not gonna help me do anything. So considering, I just hope that this is a testament to somebody that take your time, grieve in your own way, find someone you can talk to, and you can release all your fears, worries, situation on that person, preferably a therapist, because they deem the confidentiality, and just release it, let it go, do what you need to do, cry, do what you need to do to replenish yourself and purge yourself of what you're feeling. And I had time. I took my time with it. It took me time. But once I was ready, in 2016, I was jumping. I was going off, doing my work, doing my life work right now as a writer and a journalist. That's what I've been doing, and I love it. It makes me happy. That makes me wake up in the morning, hearing somebody's story, hearing some inspirational message from somebody that's been through the trenches, that's been through a journey of reconciliation, restoration, renewing of your heart and your mind. Like, that kind of stuff gets me. I'm like, oh my God. I went to last night a church called MDPC, and they had a women's program where there was 3 ladies speakers that came up and talked about their story. The first one, it was like, okay. She didn't want to give out much information, but she gave out enough as she wanted to share that night, because it was the first time speaking. The second lady gave a little bit more to the story. Gave a little bit more to the story, and she talked about faith, and she talked about what faith meant to her. And I can't, let me see if I can't what she said. Oh, it's not in this book. Okay, it's in this one. It's in this book. Okay, so she talked about, the second person talked about faith. So the F is for faith, A is for attitude, F is for faith, A is for attitude, I is for interaction, T is for trust, and H is for healing. She went a little further into the rabbit hole. um, of mourning. Like she went in deep, and she just talked about like her own dysfunctionality and her family, and just questioning things, just doctrine, just things in general. And she got cancer. And that's when she really was like, oh, Lord, I need your help through this. And really, she really laid those nuggets down. And she really talked about walk through it, and it put some emphasis on how it relates to the Bible, and then how it relates to real life. It was just amazing about her story. And my takeaway from it is A for attitude. It was reflection of yourself, how she deal with things, and she accepted a lot. She accepted her cancer. She accepted and went through that. By with one day of vomit and one day of pain, and she fought. She was a fighter. She fought through it, and till today she is cancer free. So I'm really excited about that. And the last person, she was a writer, an author. She had published a book. She read some inserts out of her book, and she talked about how she grew up in a household where nothing she did was right. And when she talked about this household, when she got older, she actually visited the house where she grew up. So her friend of hers was grieving also, and they got in the car, and she was like, "Hey, my house is, the house I grew up is not far. It's like 30 miles away. You mind driving me to this house?" And she finally got the information she needed, found, the name of the street and the house and everything. She found the house, and she went through that to the house, and she started to feel like she was back that 6 and 7 year old child again. And when she got in the car, she cried her eyes out, and then she found out that she didn't want to relive what she lived when she was 6 and 7 years old. That she felt she had everything she needed to move on with life. And I feel like that same spot today, that I feel like I accomplished what I need to accomplish. I fought a good fight. I have learned everything I need to learn, and I am satisfied with the results that I found, because everything I was speculating and doing a hypothesis on and doing a thesis on, it was all accurate. So it just showed me that I am good at what I do, and I really pay attention to details, and I pick up on different things from my investigative um, background. Since my family's in the military, I have a lot of investigative background, and I have some family members that are in the police force. So that's how it kind of goes sometimes. And my favorite game was Clue. So I played a lot of Clue in the days. But she talked about restory instead of restore. She started writing, restoring and rewriting her narrative. And it just was like, wow, okay, restore. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm restoring my life. I'm restoring my experiences, and really understanding why I'm walking through this pathway, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing that. Why do I have to go through so much pain and unfortunate? But I've always had what I needed, not what I wanted, but I had what I needed. But it was awesome. It was awesome to deal with that. But I'm just realizing that this was precious for me. Hearing these ladies talk about their story, and the Leigh story really hit home for me. The writer that was the writer and author, it really hit home to me because, like I said, when I came out of there, I was fine. I went out the sliding doors and everything, came out. I was fine, and then I was just like bawled because it was like, okay, it hit me like this is actually true. I don't have a mother, and I don't have a father, and it almost wanted me to think that I remember him telling me a story of a little girl that lost her mother and her father, and he brought her home. And raised her as his own. He was talking about me. He was talking about me. I just realized that now. I just realized that now. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. He would tell me this story. And I did not realize that little girl was me. So I think that's why I don't know my mother and who my father is, because I think something happened to them and they're no longer here. And he wanted to do his best in helping me deal with that. And it's just like, it's funny because that it just all, when I was talking about it, I rationalize it now. It made sense. I mean, he told me it was after Vietnam, and he brought this little girl home and raised her as his own. But I'm thinking, she was a Vietnamese little girl, but it was me. That's hard. That's really hard. That's so hard. That's hard to deal with. And so I know why he wanted to keep this from for so long. He didn't know how to tell me. I wouldn't even know how to tell him. That'd be hard. That'd be so hard to tell somebody. And I think he tried. Before he passed away. I think he tried, and I didn't get it. I didn't understand. I didn't know what he was trying to say. Yeah, and I think that was me. He used to read me stories all the time, and I guess that story was me. Yeah. And it's funny that I'm just now figuring this out. It's funny now. But yeah, it's crazy. Wow. Well, this is another MaLa travel guide. And I hope y'all can come back to learn more about me. I'm learning more about myself as I go through this vlog journey. And do MaLa Travel Guide. This is something that's been therapeutic for me. This is something that's been important for me to do for myself. And I appreciate you every moment, every second of the day. And I hope this story inspires somebody to reconcile with their family, connect to people, because I don't have a mother and a father. And I've always longed to have one, and I have a great father, and that treated me so good, so well. And I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for it. And so next time, this is MaLa Broussard with another MaLa Travel Guide. We'll see you back. We're signing off from Dairy Queen. We'll see you next time. Bye.